Welcome to the world of Pokemon. For the uninitiated, Pokemon exists in a world not unlike our own. In the world of Pokemon, as soon as you turn 12 years old, your parents push you out the door, give you a colorful pet, and then tell you not to come home until you've explored the entire continent. Pokemon Sword and Shield follows this same formula. You're given a Pokemon by your neighbor, who also happens to possess the world's most excellent facial hair. And you're set out to collect all 8 gym badges around the world to become the Pokemon League champion. Unlike other games in the series, though, where you're often competing against a group who's trying to take over the world or steal Pokemon, I actually can't tell who the antagonist of this game actually is. I've played for almost 20 hours at this point, and as far as I can tell, there isn't a villain. This entry in the long-running series seems to be entirely focused on the spectacle of Pokemon Gym challenges, which bear a striking resemblance in atmosphere to a Premier League soccer match. This lack of direct conflict actually provides for some interesting story beats, especially for the rival character in this game, Hop. Throughout the story, we watch as Hop comes to grip with his own shortcomings and understanding that it's okay not to be the quote-unquote best at something. This acceptance of one's own failures and growing from those experiences is something that the Pokemon TV show actually has often explored with its main character Ash, but this is the first time one of the games has gone this route, and I personally find it very refreshing. The gameplay loop in Pokemon goes as follows. Catch new Pokemon, train them to become stronger, challenge and defeat a gym leader. Repeat. It's more satisfying than that description may sound because there is a strong element of potential baked into the gameplay of Pokemon. Each new Pokemon could be stronger than the last, or look cooler than the one before it, or be that missing piece to complete your ideal team. Players will enter battles as they explore the world where they're going to choose from a move of a set of 4, and then the Pokemon will take turns and act out those commands. The adult equivalent to this would be fantasy sports. You scour the waiver wire to pick up the right player with the best matchup that week to score you those extra few points you need. You check your algorithms and your charts to see the home road splits, your defensive matchups, injury reports, weather reports, anything to get that edge. A kid playing Pokemon will do the exact same thing. They're going to scour the continent for the perfect Pokemon, check the tables for the upcoming gym leaders, know what's coming up, and search for just the right trade. I mean, look at how complex the type matchup chart can be. To someone who doesn't play Pokemon, that may look overwhelming, but once you get into the series, it all starts to click and make sense. The biggest new addition to Pokemon Sword and Shield is what's known as the Wild Area. In this area, players are free to explore all over, find new Pokemon, camp out with their Pokemon, cook with them, play with them, and really bond with their Pokemon. That's something new to the series. The other new addition is in the Wild Area, you can find these beams of light, and these are what are called max raids, where you and 3 other players, either AI or real-life players on the internet, will join up to take down a Gigantamax or a Dynamax Pokemon. Now these Pokemon are giant-sized, have stronger stats, and therefore you need to work together as a team in order to take them down. And then it creates this sense of teamwork and overcoming a great challenge that's new for Pokemon that this series hadn't had before. Pokemon is rated E for everyone for comic mischief and mild cartoon violence. The most violent a Pokemon game gets is a giant dragon using fire breath on a turtle, which then faints. As far as objectionable content goes, there isn't much to speak of. Pokemon as a series is designed for players of all ages and has been a worldwide phenomenon since 1996 because of its family-friendly content. There are online components to Pokemon Sword and Shield. Players can trade with, work together, and battle against players all over the world. Nintendo, as a company, takes the online privacy of its players very seriously. So this means there's no voice chat between players, so parents can rest easy knowing that their kids can play online safely in the world of Pokemon. The only thing I might recommend would be turning off displaying Pokemon nicknames. Even though Nintendo has a very strong censor in place, there are ways a person could sneak an inappropriate name through and then try to trade it to an unsuspecting player. Now, I've done my fair share of trading and battling online, and I haven't run into this, but parents can still choose to turn off Pokemon nicknames from inside the main menu. Overall, I think Pokemon is an excellent game. I love the story beats and the message that it's okay if you're not the best. As long as you try your hardest, you're not going to disappoint people around you. And I also really appreciate the analytical skills that Pokemon builds when you're trying to play it at the highest level. It's for these reasons that I highly recommend both Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. You can find Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield on the eShop or in stores today for the Nintendo Switch.